There are 5 different parts of the bureaucracy that you're responsible to know for the AP test. So the first are the cabinet positions. So there are 15 different cabinet departments that serve the president. 14 of them are led by secretaries, so like the Secretary of State, Secretary of Treasury, Secretary of Defense. One of them is led by the Attorney General of the United States, and that's the Department of Justice. So again, these are pretty broadly focused departments that have lots of employees, and they're appointed by the president, the people that lead the departments, and they have to be confirmed by the Senate. So for most of our country's history, the cabinet made up the president's closest advisors. But in modern times, more recently, the cabinet's really lost a lot of its influence. Most presidents don't even really have cabinet meetings anymore because they're kind of a waste of time because there's really few issues that involve all of these different departments. So the cabinet throughout our country's history has really lost some of its influence. Who has replaced or what has replaced the cabinet as the president's most closest advisors are the group of people that are part of what we refer to as the executive office of the president, otherwise known as the EOP. These are really the president's closest advisors, his press secretary, his chief of staff, his national security council director, all of these people, most of them having offices within the White House. Why they have become a president's closest advisors in modern times is because this group does not need to be confirmed by the Senate. So a president can put his most trusted advisors around him in these positions and not have to worry about opening them up to the really grueling Senate confirmation process, which is pretty ugly to go through. The next group that makes up the bureaucracy are called independent executive agencies. These are all agencies that are led like cabinet departments by a single person, and they have to be confirmed by the Senate. But what makes them different is they have much narrower responsibilities than the cabinet departments. The cabinet departments tend to be really broadly focused, where these are much more specific agencies. So examples would be the FBI, right, who's sort of like the domestic law enforcement agency, or the CIA, which is the Central Intelligence Agency that sort of like spies on foreign countries, or NASA, which deals with space stuff. They're much more narrowly focused in their responsibilities. There are also what we call independent regulatory commissions. These are groups that they're groups of people that lead them, usually a board of 5 to 7 people, not individuals. They're appointed by the president. And they typically manage some aspect of our economy. So, for example, the FCC is the Federal Communications Commission. They're responsible for dealing with all things involving TV and radio and regulating those types of things. You have organizations like the Consumer Product Safety Commission. You often hear about them when there's product recalls where they basically give you information about, this isn't safe and, this product needs to be recalled. Those are different sort of parts of our government that are led by boards and not by individuals. They usually deal with some part of our economy. And the last one are government corporations. These are parts of our bureaucracy that they provide some sort of essential service to the American public that could be done by a private company. And at one point in our country's history was done by a private company, but it's no longer for any profitable for any private company to continue doing that job. So the government has to step in because the service just can't be neglected, even though it's not profitable. So, for example, the postal service. Mail used to be delivered by private companies, but then it wasn't profitable anymore. So the government took that over, and now the United States Postal Service is run by the government. And we lose a lot of money every year as a government, sort of like running the Postal Service is not profitable, but we can't afford not to have daily mail service. Or Amtrak. Amtrak, National Rail Service, is actually run by the government. No company wants to do that anymore because it doesn't make money, but the government doesn't want there to be not a rail service that goes across the country. Or the Tennessee Valley Authority, the TVA, which provides energy to rural America. There's no company that wants to do that because it's not profitable. But the government takes it on because it doesn't want a large section of rural America not to have access to affordable energy.